And howdy, and a great big old welcome to the Porter Wagoner Show. Everybody's feeling good here in the old wagon house today, and we're ready to have some good picking and singing. So let's get things started with a long journey home, Buck. Lost all my money but a $2 bill. $2 bill, boys, $2 bill. Lost all of my money but a $2 bill. I'm on my long journey home. The black smoke's rising and it surely is a train. Surely is a train, it surely is a train. Black smoke's rising and it surely is a train. I'm on my long journey home. Gotta go home, gotta go home, boys, gotta go home. Dark and a raining and I've got to go home. I'm on my long journey home. Lost all of my money but a $2 bill, $3 bill, yes, a $2 bill. Lost all of my money but a $2 bill. I'm on my long journey home. I hope you enjoyed that. That's a real old-timer there called The Long Journey Home. This fella here has made a lot of long journeys here lately, and he travels around over the country. And as each day passes, he grows more and more famous. He's a wonderful guy, and we're so delighted to have him as our guest for this program. Let's give a great big welcome to Hank Williams, Jr. We're mighty happy to have you visit with us. I'm even loaning you my guitar here. We're so glad to see you, by the way. We want to talk a little bit about a movie that has just been released not too many months ago, and I might say a real great big one. And you're one of the stars in the movie.
That's the country music on Broadway.
And it's a real good one. Tell us a little bit about it, Hank.
Well, if you've never seen the Grand Ole Opry or had a chance to, there's the movie you want to see, because it has more than you could see on the Grand Ole Opry in one night.
Well, actually, it's just got about everybody that's on the Grand Ole Opry. Hank's in the movie. Myself and the Wagon Masters are in it, and a whole bunch of folks. Hank Snow, and there's quite a lineup of stars that's in it. Ferlin Husky, Flatt and Scruggs, and Bill Anderson, Skeeter Davis, Roy Drusky, Stonewall Jackson, just to mention a very few. There's a whole list of folks, so be sure and get out and see it. And you do a great job in it, too.
Thank you, thank you.
How about doing a song?
I'd like to. It's called Jambalaya.
Goodbye, Joe, me gotta go, me, oh my. Me gotta go pull that pirogue down the bayou. My Yvonne, sweet as one, me, oh my, oh. Son of me gun will have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya and a crawfish pie and a filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see Mama sharing me, oh. Take guitar and fill fruit jar and be gay, oh. Son of me gun will have big fun on the bayou. Know the place is buzzing. Kinfolk come to see Yvonne by the dozen. Dress in style and go hog wild, me oh my oh. Son of me gun will have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya and a crawfish pie and a filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see Mama sharing me oh. Take guitar and fill fruit jar and be gay. Son of me gun will have big fun on the bayou.
You get better all the time, I'll tell you. Buck Trent there in the old 5-string. Now let's all say hello and welcome to a pretty little gal who's a regular feature of our show and makes some wonderful recordings for RCA Victor. She's going to sing a pretty song for us today called Unloved and Unwanted. Mighty good. Mighty, mighty pretty. How you been doing?
Just fine.
Good.
Thank you.
You're looking mighty good. The folks in Oklahoma are mighty proud of you, too.
That's right, I guess. My mother says they are.
Miss Norma Jean, did a real fine job. Thank you. Here's a song we've had out that's done quite well for the old Wagon Master, and I want to thank you, by the way, for those of you that picked up a copy of it. Just pour me sorrow on the rocks, bartender, sorrow on the rocks will do. I'm trying to drown my troubles, so make it a double. Well, the seat of my pants is slick from the bar stool, and my hands in the shape of a glass. My eyes look like a road map of Georgia, and it's a shame I've lost my class. One broken heart can do strange things to a fella who can't take pain. But in this 100-proof condition, I ain't in no position to take her back again. So pour me sorrow on the rocks, bartender, sorrow on the rocks will do. I'm trying to drown my troubles, so make it a double. Looks like the hair on my head ain't never met a comb, and my face is a bearded mess. My hand shakes slightly and I have to walk lightly or I weave from right to left. The music on the jukebox don't mean a thing, 'cause I'm too far gone for a song. My baby ain't here and I sure feel bad. I'm sorry that I done her wrong. So pour me sorrow on the rocks, bartender, sorrow on the rocks will do. I'm trying to drown my troubles, so make it a double. Just pour me sorrow on the rocks, bartender, sorrow on the rocks will do. I'm trying to drown my troubles, so make it a double. Thank you. Now here's an old boy that's the ladies' man of the Wagon Masters. I'll tell you for sure. Let's get him over. Speck, come over here.
Yeah, man, I'm having a ball this week.
Is that right?
And yes.
What have you been doing?
I'm anxious to get back over to Sadie's house. I was over there last night, Porter. Man, I had me a good time. She said something sweet and soft to me last night.
She did?
Yeah, sugar and cotton.
That must have been before the old folks went to bed, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it's before the old folks went to bed. You can't never tell how a girl's going to turn out till the old folks turn in. we had us a time, you know, after a while we was sitting there and she called me a sweet name.
A sweet name?
Oh, yeah, she called me her honey waffle.
Honey waffle.
And the more she said honey, the mushier I got. We sat there on this settee in the front room, see, and we was trying out some of that new kiss-proof lipstick she has. And, we sat there, you know, and her daddy come to the top of the stairway, and he looked down there, hollered down the stairwell at us. He said, "Hey, young man," he said, "I want to tell you right now, we turn the lights out in this house at 10 o'clock. I said, "Well, that'll just be all right with us. We ain't going to do any heavy reading." I'm going to sing a song. This is a love type number. Don't never take no for an answer. Now, fellers, I'll tell you something that ain't very new. If you want to know how to get along with the girls, I'll tell you just what to do. I don't never take no for an answer. Kiss her whenever you can. Whether she will or whether she won't, she'll always holler now, do. When you call on her in the evening, always take something for Ma. Don't never take no for an answer unless it comes from her pa. I don't never take no for an answer. Kiss her whenever you can. Whether she will or whether she won't, she'll always holler. Now stop that. Don't.
It's hymn time now on the program. This is another one of the kind of old songs that we received quite a number of requests for, and I hope you'll enjoy it. I wandered again to my home in the mountains, where in youth's early dawn I was happy and free. I looked for my friends, but I never could find them. I found they were all rank strangers to me. Everybody I met seemed to be a rank stranger. No mother or dad, not a friend that I see. I looked for my friends, but I never could find them. I found they were all rank strangers to me. Ours that we mentioned, Hank's father, the late Hank Williams. This is one of the only films that was ever shot of him is in this movie. So if you will, be sure and go out and see this. It's a wonderful thing. We want you to be sure and go see it. Country music on Broadway. Now let's welcome back once again our guest today, Hank Williams, Jr. Hank, you've been just about the busiest young fella of anybody in the country here lately.
Just about. We're working pretty hard. I was in Texas last Friday and flew in for a recording session with Connie Francis. And after we do that, we have to fly back out to Texas for some more shows and then come back.
You all did an album, didn't you?
Yes,
and a single?
Connie Francis.
Well, that's great.
They're mostly country standards.
Good. We seen you on the Ed Sullivan Show, the Jimmy Dean Show, and you do a great job on all of them. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
Your cheating heart will make you weep. He'll cry and cry and try to sleep, but sleep won't come the whole night through. Your cheating heart will tell on you when tears come down like falling rain, you'll toss around and call my name. You'll walk the floor the way I do. Your cheating heart will tell on you. Your cheating heart will pine someday and crave the love you threw away. The time will come when you'll be blue. Your cheating heart will tell on you. When tears come down like falling rain, you'll toss around and call my name. You'll walk the floor the way I do. Your cheating heart will tell on you.
Thank you. We're running late for this time. We're going to have to go. So long, everybody. See you next time.